you call him up, right, just call information, ask for the University of Washington, you know, football office.
Yes.
Call and ask for him, tell him that I did an in-service for you, and I showed him the figurines of down guys and linebackers drawn up in the front, if he could send you some examples. Then what you can do is take them to somebody and make the little cut-ups for you.
Really?
Yeah, because then when you have a playbook, I mean, that's as real as you can make it. If you can ever come up with some figurine shot from below, showing the DBs, you'll be a millionaire, right? It's the only thing that they couldn't figure out, all right? So here's the reduction, right? If we were reduction D, such as you are, the only difference is that's not an outside backer, right? I'm a squeezer, I'm the end, I'm a down guy, just on the edge of the tackle. All right? The W is straight over the guard. This backer shaded a half a man on the strong side guard because your nose guard is shaded a half a man on the center. Right? Cover 4, linebackers in read. Right? Cover 3 now, after a while, he'll be all over the place. And we'll get into that, okay? Again, there's the inside divider of the strong hook. 3 or 4 yards outside tight end, outside divider of the strong hook. Yes?
Yes.
Outside divider of the strong hook is the inside divider of the strong curl. The outside divider of the strong curl is the sideline. Inside divider of the weak hook, 18 yards up the field. How far in college?
20.
That does not mean your backers have to get that deep. Yes. All right? They got to get deep enough and cover 3 to force the overthrow. Okay? That's the inside divider of the weak hook. There is no tight end. You got to have an imagination, mate. 3 to 4 yards outside the tight end is the outside divider of the weak hook. The outside divider of the weak hook is the inside divider of the weak curl. The outside divider of the weak curl is the
sideline.
You got it. This area, that little tiny area in there, is affectionately known as the boom zone. So they'll try to get somebody in there. They're going to catch it. And they're going to light them up. Normally, it's going to be who? Tight end on a sit down. They can, out of split back, sometimes you can get a circle route out of here also out of the back, right? All right. Let's talk about the slot area. All good teams in zone get somebody into the slot area. Yes?
Yes.
The slot area is exactly between where the tight end and the flanker are aligned. How deep is the slot area? It's based on the drop of the quarterback. Right?
Yes.
So that's the slot area strong. This is the slot area weak. Between the imaginary tight end and the split receiver. How deep's the slot area, Tim? Help them.
Depends on the quarterback.
It's based on the drop of the passer. Finally got him. It's going to take me all day. He is the best. I thought about you two a bunch. See, but you're not quite to the RF stage yet, but it's coming. Isn't it? I mean, he's part of the family now.
Right on.
Yeah. Bugged me for another shirt, so I had to give that to him. No, I gave it to him on my own. Okay, eyes up. And then we get the new one someday. I'll spring it on you. Okay, eyes up. The hole is huge. It's where a good team's going to throw the ball on you against cover 3, cover 2. High school, the hole is 18 yards up the field. It's 20 to 23 in college. 2 yards or closer to the boundary. That's the hole strong. So this must be the hole weak. All right. The void area still comes into vogue, right? Where the void area is by the Z or the X, where they're just ducking just under the corner and coming in. Tried to hit a line drive shot. It's not the old slant, but it's not a deep takeoff either on the skinny post. Just inside as they push the cover 3 corner, that's the void area strong. This is the void area weak. And that void area is normally anywhere from like 10 to 12, 13 yards up the field. All right? You got to start somewhere. If the ball is right in the middle of the field, now what we do, we draw the line straight across at 18 yards in high school, right? 20 yards in college. Now we're getting into the deep zones. The ball is right in the middle of the field. We'll use the high school hash marks first. That is the seam. That's the seam strong. That is the seam weak. Why we do this, so we all get on the same verbiage on the sideline. What happened? They hit us in the strong seam, blah, blah, blah. We can talk the same language, right? When you get to coaching college someday, you know that the college hash marks are 2.5 yards further in, right?
Yes.
So the seam in college is 2.5 yards to 3 yards outside the hashes. All right? Back to the high school hashes, we just put halves, knowing that that's a misnomer, right? That's halves of the field. Then from the hash mark to the boundary is a third deep outside, a third in the middle, excuse me, and a third outside. All right? The split area, it can happen in cover 3 as well as cover 2 where they push the free. Normally it's a tight end trying to get him in there. The split area is about 25 yards up the field, right down the pipe. All right, that's the split area. Right? We don't usually see people try to run the sneak against cover 3, but the sneak area is deep with the receiver coming across, sneaking in behind the DB to the other side of the field. So that's a receiver getting all the way across in behind. Normally in cover 3, trying to sneak in behind the free, between the free and the other corner. That's the sneak route or the sneak area. All right? That's the divider system. All right? Very important. I brought it before. What's the big word that you don't see up there that everybody else puts on their zone diagrams? There is no flat. That's the F word in zone. Right? There is no flat. We don't want you in the flat. We want you to throw in the flat. That's why we're in cover 3. Force it down short, check it down so we can drive on it, hold it to a short game. All right? Do we have a basic feel on that?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter what the front is. What we want to have happen in cover 3. All right? There is the tight end. Let's assume the flanker's out here, huh? Okay? That is the strong side, right? Okay? This is the strong inside backer. What I want to do against drop back pass, I'm going to pop. We'll go through all the drills off the tape later. I'm going to pop, get tension in my heels. I'm going to pop. I always open to the side I'm on. Get your head out in front. Give me a good knee bend. Pop, buzz, split second, open and go. I drop into the heart of the strong hook. Where is the heart of the strong hook? Exactly between the inside and outside divider. Yes?
Yes.
How we teach this to our players, white towels are the best. No cones, because they're afraid they'll fall over the cones. White towels folded up. We'll take a camera up in the stands, we'll get the linebackers in, we'll shoot it from behind them. We'll have them take their drops in cover 3, I'll yell, freeze it, they stop dead, and then we check them out to see if they're right where they're supposed to be. It's a heck of a teaching tool.
Right.
Okay?
We use those orange spots too, you know.
Or those orange spots, if you get the pro dots, they're orange, they just stick on the ground. They're flat or good. Okay? So that is the strong hook. All right? If we're in reduction, we'll get to that after a while, but I'm just showing you the divider system. The weak inside backer is going to pop. Yes? He's going to open. He's going to drop in favor the outside divider of the hook weak. In the old days, we used to have him pattern read X, and they would do a great job. They'd wall that guy and beat the crap out of him if he came inside. Problem is you can't see anything else. So by taking that drop but keeping your eyes on the quarterback, you can take away the crossing stuff just by where you're at, but you can see everything else and drive on the intentions of the passer. Peter Willie Shaw now, zone coverage is a ball coverage. You cannot play great zone if your backers cannot drive on the intentions of the quarterback before he throws it, not after. Right. That's why we play his shoulders. They have to also understand they're in a foot race against the quarterback. He drops, I'm flying. He sets, I set. In the old days, if he turned his pads at me, I would stay in the tilt, I would square up and bounce. Yes? We have found off the tape, we have yet to see a guy that can square up, because just as he squares up, the ball's thrown, you know? He's never a factor. So just like at Notre Dame, I drop, he sets, I don't care where his shoulders are, I stay in the tilt. Now, if the palm comes off the ball, shoulders are here, I'm driving straight, 90-degree break, force the ball through you, over you. So I'm over here, right? I'm in the tilt, I see the palm off, I whip it, turn and sprint. Straight line, force the ball through you, over you. I'm in the tilt. Right. He sets, I set. Right? Right. The shoulders are inside or the shoulders away. I'm staring at his shoulders. As soon as the palm and non-throwing hands off the ball, I whip it and run like hell. Yeah. And then I'm going to hunt him up. He ain't throwing to you. So as I whip it back for 4 steps, I'm going to hunt him up. If there's any receivers over me, I don't want to arc into it. I want to break straight, force the ball through me or over me. It's the same for him. If I turn, I'm going to hunt him up. So as soon as I get the offhand shoulder keep palm off, as I break, I'm going to hunt up anybody over here. Yes? If there's a receiver up above me, keep coming. Force the ball through you or over you. There's a receiver over me and under me. Break straight. There's no receiver over me, just one receiver under me, right? You're going to hunt him up 4 steps. Now you're breaking downhill because he's not there. Fritz Shermer stuff there, boy. Oh, Fritz was the best. All right, but can you see the value of doing this off of cut-ups, off of film? Because as I get better film someday, what I'm going to eventually do, I'm going to have all these done of every front there is. So when you and I ever hook up again, every front you ever want to see is going to be up, it'll be there and there. All right, but teaching the divider system and the base concept of the inside backers, you can do it off of just about anything, right? All right? We'll get into it after a while. The most undercoached thing in cover 3, yes, is if the quarterback takes a 1, 2, or 3-step drop and he's throwing, right? Strong side backer, I've got a pop, I just start to drop to the heart of the strong hook, right? His pads are already at me and the palm's off. You've got to come out of the drop and break. There is no tilt, you're on the run, right? So I pop, I start to run, and as soon as I'm going to run, his shoulders are already, he's already throwing, you got to come out of the break and go, right? Right? So I would have just started here, you got to whirl and go, all right? That's huge. Most undercoached thing in cover 3 is against the short game. The biggest thing, if you don't get one thing out of today, we never teach our backers in cover 3 to drop to a certain depth and square up because it doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa here. If you taught these kids, like say to pop and to drop to 10 yards, right? And what's even worse, they would have them go to 10, they would both square up. Well, it doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa. If they're throwing the short game, they're shooting your eyes out underneath. If they're running a 7-step game, they're getting wide receivers across and over you. You're covering nothing. We're in a foot race against a quarterback. What your inside backers have to understand, the passing game is based on how many steps he takes back further back he goes, the further up the patterns are going. They have to understand what? They are underneath, past cover guys. We don't teach them high and low shoulder. That's only the DBs. They get palm off the ball by God, palm down, you are driving in a straight line, even if they throw it deep. So what should happen? He would stay in the tilt, I would be in the tilt, right? Say he turns here, high shoulder, I care, palm off, I break straight. I break, I'm in the whirl, I break. Now, as you break 3 or 4 steps, you see the ball sailing over your head, now you turn and run towards the ball, but do not ever, ever take the great arc route. Because they start arcing and they keep throwing underneath on you, all right? Don't take the great arc route. That's a term from the late Jackie Simpson. Back in the 70s, he was a linebacker coach of the Chargers. I was at their training camp all the time. And that was his big buzzword, which I loved it. Backers in zone, don't take the great arc route. I mean, he must have said that 100 times a day. That's when Tommy Bass was the DC there. It's pretty cool.
Right on.
Coach, I can't remember. It was Coryell. No, it was before Coryell. It was Pro Throw. It's pretty slick. Things are pretty casual. Jackie Simpson's like me, man. The guy was in the sun, got hot in training camp. Coach Pro Throw didn't care. Coaches could take off their coaching shirts. He'd always take his coaching pants and turn them down so he could get as much sun as he could, you know. Big old boy. Jackie Simpson. He's a good man. Played at Mississippi State, was an All-American linebacker.
Right on.
Passed away a long time ago. Died of something. Okay? Well, we're all going to die of something, I guess. Okay, but can you see the value of doing this?
Oh, yeah.
All right? So that's just a base overview of what the SAM and the W are going to do. All right? Secondary. All right? This is reduction 4 linebacker system. Yes? This outside backer would be right on the edge of this tight end. Right? He does not have the force. He's knocked down over a tackle. So if we want to be in a 3 deep, he can't have the force. He can't have the force. You know your corners are off, and we'll talk about these guys in a minute. You know your free safety lines anywhere I want in cover 3, in the guard box, as long as I'm not within 3 yards of a high school hash mark. Do not, if the ball's on a boundary, don't you be standing on the hash. You can't cover the deep middle. So if the ball's on a, here, this is the hash and that's the short side, get your skinny ass 3 yards inside the hash, right?
Right.
Even against option chains. So I can line up anywhere in the guard box I want. The ball's in the middle, right? Most free safeties out of 50 prefer to get over the guard on the single cut side. We don't do it that way, only in reduction. You'll see why. If he can, he likes to favor the strong side guard only in the reduction front. Why? Because our strong safety is over here. He's 5 yards off the tackle, 5 yards outside. Force over here is sky. I have the force on the run, right? Force can't be sky over here, can't be hammer, it's cover 3, so this guy must have the force over here. Bronco, get on the extreme edge of the shoulder pad of the tight end. So the force here is Bronco, but the force over here is sky. So what am I showing you? You can only run pre-inverted cover 3 weak in reduction or reduction D. Doesn't matter if this guy's up or down. Why? His drop back pass, I got to put on a half-man move and come. Right? Well, you can see how you couldn't run it with a strong safety pre-inverted over here, because that tells your end on that side that he has to go. So what happens over here, I would go, he would have to drop, you got no contained pass rush. So you'd limit it in a 40 front, is what I'm trying to tell you. Your limited reduction, you can only run 3 sky into the split end. All right, so the strong safety's got to know I don't align to the two-cut side if I'm going to pre-invert it. Okay?
Right.
The corners in the ideal world, they'd be off at 7, outside shoulder of the whiteouts, as long as they don't get within 5 yards of bounding them in the inside shoulder. But who are your kids? Just like Kyle does. Hey, if you have to line them up at 8 or 9, go ahead. The first game of the year, if you don't have these guys on tape, or if you've never played them, right, or even if we got them on tape, we tell the corners, play off of these guys early until you figure out their speed. Right? So what I'm saying, don't etch it in stone that you're going to be at a certain depth. All right? They all have their eyes inside. Their eyes are on the quarterback. On or off the line of scrimmage. Day number 1. Eyes are on the quarterback. The corners know quarterback on or off the line. On, he opens either way. Option, tight reverse pivot, downhill toss sweep, that's on the line. Corners slide back. On the run, they slide back on pass. 3-step slide back. It actually turns into a
Pedal.
skip.
Skip.
Nice try, meat. What Kyle does, he lets his guys cross over right now. Because they got their ass turned just a little towards the boundary anyway, he allows them to cross over and skip sideways. Nothing wrong with doing that if you're slower. If your kids can do it, I prefer to have them slide back straight. Free safeties always slide back. If the quarterback's off the line, he's going back like the Homer Smith people and he's showing the ball, lead draw pass. If he's off the line, I'm going to slide back. If he's on the line, I bounce because it's a run. Don't back up, it's run. Off the line, I'm going to slide back. Strong safety, quarterback's on the line, I bounce. These corners slide back. Quarterback off the line, everybody's going to slide back. I already got my ass turned a little bit. I start to slide back right just outside the slot area, right? So that's what will initially happen. Quarterback goes beyond the 3-step pass drop. Now, if you crossed over like Kyle did, you're into the crossovers, and I speed it up. I speed up, I'm into a pedal. Either crossover or pedal, and I speed it up. I just shuffle back easy into the slot area, right between him and that offensive tackle. Great teams in cover 3 get somebody into the slot area, right? You're going to dig this. Hang on to your shorts. Just because we've called cover 3 in the huddle, we run a lot of fronts, so we don't want to get the strong safety screwed up, right? Right? This is cover 3, weak. Right? Or you can just call it cover 3. He knows in reduction, he's always to the split end side. All right? Now, he knows that. We're pre-inverted. He's already up. He's back. He's back at 11. These guys are anywhere from 7 to 9, right? Back, back, back. Pre-inverted cover 3. Right? They know that. Well, we don't care if they know that. You'll see why we do this. We give a code call to remind us. We're revolving to the right. Well, we're already pre-inverted. We're already revolved. Why do we call it when we start hiding later? Okay? If we're going to rotate the coverage to the right, rainbow, rainbow. What happens? They come out. The backers call the strength plus where the tight end is. Yes, because that isn't always the side of the strength. This case it is. Tight end flanker. Left, left, wide, left. After they spit that out, the free safety is the quarterback of the secondary. He yells rainbow, rainbow. Top of his lungs. All the other 3 DBs come back and yell it. We're going to revolve to the right, even though we're already pre-revolved. All right? What happens, we don't want to cover air, right? We start out, they basically have a third. You'll love this. They play the intentions of the quarterback. They don't read the receiver. We're only concerned about the corners, keeping their horizontal cushion, outside shoulder on the wideout in the slide back. Pure Georgia Tech. It's awesome. Who pulls the trigger? He does. Right? So what happens? We either cross over and skip back, or we slide straight back and skip, right? The quarterback takes a 1, 2, or 3-step drop and stops. Corners can see his feet. They stare at his shoulders, they can see his feet. If he takes a 3-step drop, turns here, right? Low shoulder. I pro-plant, and I am screaming on this guy because there's the hitch or the slant. You saw this. If you had your TV on early like I did yesterday, before the game came on, they were showing, ESPN was showing cut-ups of the Ravens against the Giants. You saw this happen exactly by number 21. Quarterback took a 3-step drop. This guy came on the slant. He saw his feet stop short, palm off the ball, palm inside. He pro-planted. He jumped inside, picked it off, and took off. It's number 21. That's one of my cut-ups next year in cover 3. Read the feet. Now, what's nice about this? If I was in the crossovers, that's easy to jump that. If I was in a pedal, it's easy to jump that. Now I took a 1, 2, or 3-step drop, and I get high shoulder. Right? I just either speed up my pedal outside or get my crossovers in the hall because I know they're throwing the tee up. They go, how does he know that? And you can get this taught because Kyle did. Same thing's happening over here. In the old days, we just taught him to play the feet, right? Feet pulled up short, we would friggin' bring it. And then if you took off, we'd knock the crap out of you before you had time to take off. Now, you got the best of both. All right? If he goes beyond the 3-step drop, now I'm into the pedal. Or if we crossed over, I speed up the crossovers, right? The quarterback drops back and turns his shoulders that way. I melt. There's all kinds of melts now. What is just melt? That means melt your butt to where he turned his hips. So where he turned his shoulders. So if his shoulders are that way, right? If I was in the crossovers, right? Just stand the crossovers and melt outside. Get depth and width. If I was in a pedal, turn your ass that way and get depth and width. Free safety. As long as the quarterback's shoulders drive the field, I stay in the middle. Right? So I started here initially in the slide back. Now I just start to pedal, boom, turns the shoulders that way, I melt, turn your ass that way, get width and depth. Backside corner, if you're crossed over, cross over and start to melt. If you're in a pedal, turn your butt that way. All right? Do you see what's happening? We're overlapping. We're playing the intentions of where he's going to throw. Because now when he does throw later, it's easy to plant and drive because you're already going that way. You know what I'm saying? All right? If he turned his shoulders here, right? If I'm in the crossovers, I stay crossed over and continue to work outside, right? I would melt. If I crossed over, I would keep my ass to the boundary and melt. If I pedaled, I'd turn my ass in there and melt. Okay? Get depth and width in cover 3. All right? Do you have a feel?
Yes.
Rainbow, if you play a 4-linebacker system, I'm the right outside backer, aren't I? Rainbow, I'm on the right. Drop back pass. I'm going. I'm on the left, aren't I? Rainbow, rainbow. I know if I hear rainbow, I'm on the left, I'm in the drop. Right. I run. Now, this is important. When we line up. Yes? All right? When we line up. As they first start to come out, outside backer turns around, finds the inside foot of his corner. So in his mind's eye, he knows where it's at. And then he gets back in his stance, right? I get drop back pass, I pop, and then I run for the inside foot of where the corner had been. No pattern read. All right? You'll see what's going to happen. If they throw the short slant, there's a function at the junction, boy. It's boom, boom. If not, if they don't throw short, the same guy that took away the slant runs under the out on 5 or 7 step drop. It's the same guy. Rainbow, rainbow. I'm the left outside backer. I'm going to drop. I'm going to go. For you in reduction D, that's a down guy anyway. Right?
Right.
So I'm always going. So what I'm saying, you can play reduction with 4 linebackers or 3. All right? Right?
Yes.
If we play with a down guy, can we also run obvious pass down? Can we run reduction loose? Sure. Just put him 1.5 yards outside, right? Outside foot up, ball key, it moves, I'm screaming. Right? Nothing changes. Do you have a feel? Backer pops, drops, and drops to the heart of the strong hook initially, right? Playing the shoulders of the quarterback. W, pop, favor the outside divider of the hook weak. Quarterback sets, I set, I'm in a tilt, right? Tilt, tilt. Oh, I'm sorry, the strong safety's to my side, I'm sorry. W drops to the heart of the weak hook. All right? We're in Fat City. That is rainbow out of reduction. Strong safety knows he's got to get to the split inside. All right? Why we don't ever put him over here, right? Like we could do in the 50 with a 4 linebacker system, because this end is reduced down.
Right.
So he can't have the force. The strong safety's not here. He can't have it. The 3 can't have it. So you got to put him over here. Doesn't matter where the split end is on the field. Boundary, split end, middle of the field. Strong safety gets to the right. All right? Turn it off a second. So we teach them cover 3, cover 2. Now we come back. We go, hey, guys. They go, yeah, coach. We go, hey, we want to play 3, but show them some other kind of zone to hide it. What do you think that'd be? And they go, 2. You go, attaboy. Right? Here we go. That's reduction for us. That's the best I can do. That's the Bruin claw. Yes? Reduction. Yes? How many fingers is that? 3. That's cover 3. Yes? Roll. Open hand is always weak. 3. Roll. Weak. Hide. Means show 2. Under player is here. The faster corner is the has. 3 safeties in the halves, 13 to 14, right? And I'm off anywhere from 7 to 9 here. We get drop back pass. I'm up to jam or float. Half safety. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the crossovers. I got third. 1, 2, 3, 4, third. I'm already crossing over. Third. Rainbow, rainbow still. Tells me what? Drop to the inside of the corner, right? I'm into the heart of the strong hook. Now, W knows. If we ever roll it, right? You've got to now favor the outside divider of the hook weak. All right? They think it's 2, we rolled into 3. Why can't we run out of reduction? Why can't we run 3 roll strong hide? Why can't we run it? Because lightning would tell this guy to what? Drop. That tells him to what? Come. You got no contained pass rush. So you got to be really astute, not getting them screwed up, right? Okay, we'll continue on after the break. You know, if we were in 50, 2 outside backers, now we can put the strong safety to the 2-cut side. Basic rules of cover 2. We call the strong safety the rover. You can call him anything you guys want. Now, what happens? Base rules. I get to the wide side of the field is the first rule. Second rule, I get to the 2-cut side. I only get to where the split end is always if we're in reduction or I get a field call, which means the wide side is to the right right? We want him to the field because you give up more big plays to the wide side than you do, right? Now, if you wanted to start to play the strong safety over here, out of your 40 fronts, you've got it figured out, I hope. All you have to do, since you don't have a 4 linebacker system, what's the difference? We would never play Bronco, right? Right?
Right.
So as we call the strength, your defensive end stands back here by the linebackers. Linebackers go left, left. Yes? Your down in comes right there, right? So what happens? Down, 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 up. Outside backer knows he always goes away from the strength call, right? If we're going to run just normal pre-inverted cover 3. I think I've gone over I don't know if I can cover so much, but Packer technique is easy. Now the force is Sky, because that's a down guy. He just comes to the inside foot first, always shoots and locks out on him, right? And then if everything's down, then he just comes sideways, comes screaming down the line of scrimmage. It's really a good thing. He wrong arms everything. So what you don't have to do is put him out wide.
So what would you call this?
The force is Sky. What I'm saying is, you guys can run this out of 50D.
Yes.
Wherever the call is of lightning and rainbow, this end stands back here by the backers and he flips. Now if that was the wide side, when I go rainbow, the down end's over here on the edge, outside backers over the tight end, I'm in the drop. You can do it with 4.5, right? Do you have a feel?
Yeah.
So that's the value of that. All right? So you'll have a basic idea that yes, we could play it out at 50D. Reduction or reduction D is a whole different story, yes? Doesn't matter if we're 3 down or 4 down. Here we're 4 down. Here we're 3 down, right? He's reduced down. You can't ask him to ever be in the drop, right? So we'd pre-invert cover 3 here, or we'd run 3 roll weak hide, right?
Yeah.
So what am I telling you? Out of 50D, if we want to roll, if we want to show cover 2 here, right? And run 3 roll strong hide. We want to roll it 3 roll strong hide, right? Is that the down guy or the up guy? Lightning. Left. I'm going.
He'd be up.
No, down. Lightning. I'm going. That's a down guy.
Yeah.
Your outside backer in 50D would be always away from the call because I'm always in the drop. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's try it again. We want to run 3 roll weak hide. This E out here, is that up guy? And then rainbow. This guy up or down? In their 40. We're rotating to the right. Help him out, Tim. We're rotating to the right.
He's down.
He's down because he's got to go. Your outside backers over here, right? Forces Bronco, because I have no strong safety on 3 deep. I'm dropping here, right? Up. 1, 2, 3, 4 thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4 thirds. Just stand your crossover and haul ass. Now I think you could get that done on the high school level. He just stands back here by the backers. He doesn't move until he doesn't move on the strength call, he moves on the rotation call. Okay? And they'll spit it out in a hurry. Because as soon as he hears a free say it, he goes where he wants to go, then all the DBs come back and say it again, right? Do you have a feel?
Yeah.
So, now, you're not getting upset. You got your arms folded?
Oh, no.
You're getting...
I just rest him on his belly. I get it right here.
But that's a good thing to do. The time to worry is when you can put a full plate on it and sit there. Not spill anything. Okay, so did you have a feel?
Yeah.
We could do it out of 50D. That's a good thing. Turn off the tape a moment. Keep the nose over the toes. Give me a slight break at the belt. The hands are quiet in the back pedal. You'll see it exactly by Kyle here in a second. Most, including him, in junior college, high school, most kids do not have a big enough stride in their pedal. They take real tiny steps going back, and that antelope blowing off the lines, eating up the yards, and you can't understand why they're blowing the top off of your cushion. Isn't that so?
Yeah.
So you've got to come up with stuff to elongate their stride. I will show those to you after a while. Shoot it from behind them. This is going and coming. Do it on the line. See, the hands are quiet. Sam? Your hands are not a closed fist. It's like you're holding the hammers in your hands and you're holding the hammer loose. All right? You have no heels in the pedal. Shoot it coming and going. Looks like he plays at Oklahoma. See there? Get the nose over the toes. Don't hide your numbers in the pedal. We all have a different center of gravity. We'll show you how they find that on their, as soon as they're out of the slide back into the pedal, we'll show you how they find the center of gravity. What do the good ones do? They drop their butt. Just as soon as they start to pedal, you find it. You can't teach that as a thing. You know, everybody's different. Some guys pedal higher than others. You understand? Here's another kid that played with Kyle at Mesa College, was another corner. See it? His steps, they're way too small on the pedal, okay? His hands are good. See where his hands are? Yeah. Hands are quiet in the back pedal. A lot of high school kids, they pull in the imagine the rope. Shoulders go back, then the guy cuts in front. They can't get their front foot down. They're kind of hanging up there, right? Shoot it coming and going. These are the everyday things. These are the base drills you got to get taught in cover 3. His stride length's a little short. Yep. Kyle's up. Kyle has a tendency to kick his heels up a little bit. We try to avoid that. We want you to reach back more. His hands are excellent. He learned that from playing with the black guys. Plus, listen to Greg Brown talk.
Yeah.
But aren't those hands nice? See, he prefers to be a little taller in his pedal, and that's fine. Why? Because he still has his nose over his toes. Just give me a little bit of a break in the belt. Okay? We're not going full speed here. Going about half speed, quarter speed, just to get him fluid. Take a look at his butt. See him drop his butt? Just as he starts to pedal? See him?
Yeah.
You find your center of gravity on the first step. Outside foot's always up, just to be like you were a corner on the right. The free safety doesn't matter. He can stagger either foot, or some guys like to put their feet parallel. Doesn't matter. You see the hand action there? It's a real rapid thing. It's like you have hammers in the hands, but you're holding the hammer tight or loose. Are you holding it tight or loose? Are you holding the hammers tight or loose?
Loose.
Yeah, boy. I thought I was going to have to slap him there. Nice. That's smooth. That is the slide back. It turns into a skip, yeah? That's what the corners do with the quarterback on or off the line of scrimmage in cover 3. All right? 3-step slide back. Now, quarterback goes beyond 3 steps. I'm into a pedal. Nice transition here. Here comes unbelievable here. A black guy that can't dance. They had never been taught how to slide back at Mesa College, and I've never seen this in my life. You just can't do it. Look at that. Got a giddy up. He's all screwed up. Look at that. He can't. I can't believe you can't do it. Just push off the front foot, pull back the back foot, slide the front foot to the back foot 3 times. This guy couldn't do it either. I couldn't believe it. Never seen that. So if you get a giddy up in some of your guys, then you'll know that it's happened before. He got it so bad, I let him just walk back and then start to pedal. I mean, he just looks like I got to put him on a poster or something. Plus, this tape you've already copied on sound. Now, can you see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, this is smooth here, boy. Quarterback off the line, 3-step slide back. Why we do that, we don't want to cover air. If the quarterback's throwing 1, 2, or 3-step drop, I'm going to pro plant out of the slide back. Right?
Right.
No point in hauling deep, he isn't throwing deep. Here's how to melt if you do it out of a pedal. This could be the right corner, and it's only because he has the outside foot up. That could be the free safety, right? What I'm doing, you can't see me, I'm out of the picture. I'm holding the ball, I turn my shoulders, one way or the other. See him, that's how to melt. See him turn his butt, get width and depth, then I turn it the other way, straighten him out, then I turn it the other way. See him melt?
Yeah.
Overplay the intentions of the quarterback. We only worry about our horizontal cushion on the wideout in the slide back, right? So since I'm already on his outside shoulders the corner, slide straight back, do not slide outside. Yes? This is how to melt. This is an everyday thing here. The cover 3. See, I'm showing the way I turn my shoulders. I want you to turn your ass that way. Don't turn your hips that way. Turn your butt that way, right? This is how to melt. Not bad. I turn my shoulders to his right. See him turn right. And I turn him back the other way and melt back. What happened? God, it went fuzzy for a split second, didn't it? Or was that my eye? I went, sheesh. Do not cut down your stride and lengthen your pedal as I melt. Yeah, see, he's trying to think it through. He's cutting down on his steps, right? Steps are way too small. Here we go. You go, what the heck is this, Wild? I thought you'd never ask. This is one of the mock halves guys who want to run in 3-roll hide. Yes? You know how we're showing you cover 2?
Yeah.
This is what the 2 halves would look like. You've got to get your third within 4 crossovers. Right? You get quarterback off the line, open up on a 45, and run. Try to keep your eyes on the quarterback. Kyle just snaps his eyes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pedal. You're into a third now, aren't you? This would be the right halves guy, and how I know that, because he's got the right foot up. Outside foot's always up, inside foot's always back. That's fundamental. That's pretty good there. Being able to get into the third as a halves player, because we're hiding it, right? What does Kyle have to do when he opens up? Keep his eyes on what?
Quarterback.
Why we do that, if you start to open up and run and they're throwing short and they slant in, you can side plant and come up and blow the guy up right through his face, right? Pretty good transition though. Now guess what? You know what's coming next if you're into teach 'em aggressions. 1, 2, 3, 4 pedal, and then he starts playing my shoulders. And he melts, right? I turn my shoulder to his right, turns his butt to the right. Turn him back, and melt back. He does a better job of keeping his eyes on the quarterback. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. You got to get there in 4 and then haul ass, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Then I put him in the melt. You really shot this nice, Tim. Too many steps. Got to be in 4. Count them. See what he did? He lost ground because he crossed over on the first step. See him? Watch him kind of punch to the left foot. I mean, he actually punched to the right foot. See, that's a false step. See him punch? He punched it too. I don't care if you punch it, just open up the onside foot to the side of the crossovers, yes? Okay? See what he did? He crossed over. See him?
Yeah.
He punched, and that foot didn't go anywhere. So you've already lost a step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was way too many. It's got to be within 4. Now we're going the other way, right? We're on like 3-roll weak or strong high the other way, or fielder boundary, huh? Plus, Kyle did better here after he got on his ass.
Keeping his eyes on the quarterback.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and flipping around. Good. Oh, speaking of the parks, driving by Hillary now, that sign's gone. Field closed.
Yeah.
But they still got the sign of that you got to have a permit.
That one there is closed out right now, too.
It's a little flat. A little flat. Right? See, his angle's not good. See, it's too shallow.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If your angle's too flat, A, it's really hard to see the quarterback, except if you're on the other side, but he's too flat. Okay? Nice smooth transition here. Now, you know what's coming next, right? Make them get to their third. As soon as they start pedaling, give them the quarterback shoulders turning. Yes? Melt. Now we'll cover this after a while. Stay there.